In Austin, I'm Quita Culpepper. It's been almost 5 months since devastating floods hit Central Texas, destroying homes and uprooting lives. Leaders with the Central Texas Community Foundation told us about just how much money's gone toward helping those who are still recovering. Reporter Kelsey Sanchez explains.
Months after the July floods in Central Texas, county officials say there's still a long way to go.
This work won't be finished in a week or in a month. Some families are facing years of rebuilding, but they won't face it alone.
Travis County Judge Andy Brown and Williamson County Judge Stephen Snell joined leaders from the Central Texas Community Foundation Monday to tell us where relief efforts stand.
We still have some of our citizens that are in need of safe housing. We have mold remediation ongoing, emergency financial assistance.
According to the foundation, through the CARES Fund it launched in both counties, just over $3 million have gone out to 115 residents so far. In total, they've raised about $8 million for long-term recovery. Travis County Judge Andy Brown said that 80 residents in the county received about $2.5 million from the money raised. However, he did note that many families affected from the floods were without flood insurance, and those costs alone were overwhelming.
Even if you did have flood insurance, coverage often tops out at $100,000 or sometimes $250,000, leaving a lot of these households with additional enormous out-of-pocket expenses.
Last week, some Sandy Creek survivors gathered outside the governor's mansion, asking Governor Greg Abbott to tap into the state's budget surplus to help families with financial assistance. On top of the $500 million the governor's office says Texas has provided since the summer. KVUE asked county officials if asking the state for more help is an option.
I know that the state of Texas will take all those needs into consideration. Really, I think TDM is the number one entity that can answer that question, and they're still heavily involved around the entire state, not just Sandy Creek area.
KVUE reached out to the Texas Division of Emergency Management Monday. In a statement, they said in part, quote, "To date, Texas has spent hundreds of millions of dollars in flood response and recovery efforts. We look forward to continued productive discussions with lawmakers as to how we best support local officials in their execution of emergency management activities." So while more people wait to get help, local leaders say they'll keep providing relief where they can. In Sandy Creek, Kelsey Sanchez, KVUE News.
The Community Foundation has opened a second round of applications for assistance, and those are open through January 31st. A 30-year-old Hays County man is sentenced to life in prison for being a serial abuser. The Hays County District Attorney announced 30-year-old Isaac Aguirre was convicted of 7 felonies, including continuous sexual abuse of a child, online solicitation of a minor, and injury to a child. More allegations came out in the sentencing phase of his trial, including his plan to murder a judge and others involved in his case. A judge delivered the life sentence last Tuesday. The assistant criminal district attorneys on the case said the judge's sentence ensured the victim can finally have peace, knowing that she and others are protected from Aguirre. Austin City Council members got an update on how city staff are improving emergency alerts after a series of alerts caused confusion a few months ago. Back in September, police say a man shot and killed a woman and injured an APD officer at Zilker Park, and then he ran away into the Barton Hills neighborhood. APD sent out a shelter-in-place alert for people in that area, but police mistakenly lifted it and then reissued it, all while children were arriving at a nearby school. City staff told Austin City Council members they're working on improvements to make sure something like that doesn't happen again. They'll do more training between city staff, first responders, and Austin ISD, and they're developing standardized templates that can be used to send out clear messages during an emergency.
Community, and they're all focused on identifying from who the message is being sent, what action we're asking folks to take, and otherwise making sure that the message conveys confidence and clarity in terms of exactly what's being done.
City staff say APD has already held community meetings to learn more about what changes people want to see. The city also plans to work closely with other public and private schools in the area. 2 new affordable housing communities are coming to Southeast Austin. On Monday, crews broke ground on Sycamores at Pleasant Valley and Willow Crossing. Together, those projects will bring about 110 new affordable apartments, townhomes, and condos to the Dove Springs area. Local leaders say both were designed with input from neighborhood residents and local leaders. And those involved say the projects will give working families access to stable housing near transit, schools, and community resources.
It was a neighborhood that had been neglected and lacked city investment. We wanted to make sure people had options. Not everybody wants to be a homeowner. Having the option to be a homeowner or to be a renter is to accommodate the community.
Construction is expected to start this month, with residents moving in sometime in 2027. A North Texas grocery store is getting ready to close its doors. The owners at Hannah World Market on Palmer Lane blame rising costs and recent vandalism at the property. Over the phone, the owners told us they plan to stay open through December 15th. And as they sell off items in the store, they say they hope to use proceeds to pay staff who are being impacted right before the holidays. There are also some restaurants inside the store that are going to be affected. Ramen del Barrio, which has earned a Bib Gourmand designation from Michelin, announced it's moving to a new location in North Austin soon. Those are the headlines happening in Austin. I'm Quita Culpepper.